Hello and welcome to the last episode of our European adventures. Before we begin, let's do a quick recap of the previous 15 days of this road trip. We landed in Amsterdam, where we spent a day exploring the city and tasting some local delicacies. Afterwards, we moved down south, and the next country was Belgium, where we first experienced a beautiful town of Bruges with its famous canals. We tasted some local food there before moving to Bruges' city cousin and our favorite stop in Belgium, a university town of Ghent. We ended the first part of our journey in country's capital, a vibrant city of Brussels, where we explored the city center and tried some more of the local goodies. Next stop was the tiny country of Luxembourg, with its stunning nature, old castles and vibrant capital. Then we have crossed the French border and ended up in the fairy tale-like town of Strasbourg, with its Gothic cathedral and German-influenced architecture. Driving through the Swiss Alps, we ended up in the charming town of Lucerne, with its stunning landscapes. Further through the Swiss border, we reach another tiny yet charming country of Liechtenstein. Here we explored the capital Vaduz and other small villages. Then there was beautiful Italy, starting with Lake Como, short stop in Milan and a day spent in the romantic city of Verona, before reaching the third tiny country of San Marino, which was the most east point of this trip, which meant we had to turn around and go back west towards south of France, but not before stopping in the majestic Cinque Terre. This would be a good time to pull up a map and draw this out, so you can get a better idea with the visual. The main goal of this road trip was to hit 5 tiny countries in Europe, and before this final episode we had 2 more countries left, which were Monaco and Andorra. By the way, all 4 previous episodes are available on this channel, and for now, if you can hit that like and subscribe button, I'd highly appreciate it. With that said, let's move towards the south of France. As we were heading towards Monaco, we randomly found this. Meet the hidden gem of French Riviera and the pearl of the south, a stunning town of Menton. Right on the border of Italy and France, once you cross into France, there's this pretty town of Menton. We're on the way to Monaco right now, and Wani here found this beautiful city. We came, and if you're looking for a day on the beach and the beautiful backdrop of the city, highly recommend it. We just found it by fluke. Here, the sleepiness of French Riviera remains, with its old villas, terracotta roofs, sunny beach, palm trees and lemon gardens. Close proximity to Italian border gives this town Italian charm, from culture to buildings to delicious food. When doing my initial research for this trip, I somehow missed it, but in the future, if I'm in the neighborhood again, I am definitely spending more time here. In fact, if you have been watching this series, I recommend one place per episode, and Menton is an early winner of this one. The town oozes with charm and history. Despite being so close to the glamour of Monaco and Nice, it remains calm, authentic, and colorful place where people just enjoy slow days at the beach, breathe fresh sea air while admiring the grand Baroque-style buildings. Unfortunately, we only had a couple of hours here and didn't get to walk around the town. But when I put my drone up and saw the inner Menton, I immediately regretted not finding more time on this trip for this beautiful town. But hey, there is a reason to come back. We ended up grabbing a quick espresso and spending some time at the beach, admiring this perfect colorful backdrop of old buildings before moving towards Monaco. Ladies and gentlemen, right behind me is Monaco, one of the smallest countries in the world and the playground for the richest. So we're just on our way from Menton. We are approaching Monaco, and as you can see, the views here are spectacular. Can't wait to see it. Along the sparkling shores of French Riviera, a microstate of Monaco can be found. Some call it a jewel of the Mediterranean, a place where luxury, culture, and natural beauty converge in perfect harmony. From its legendary casinos and prestigious events to its royal heritage and commitment to sustainability, Monaco continues to attract crowds of tourists from around the world. Some call it a symbol of elegance and sophistication, others a symbol of greed and corruption. Who is right and who is wrong is a topic of a separate discussion. Meanwhile, let's take a quick look at the second smallest country in the world and the second last on my bucket list on this road trip. At first, when you enter Monaco, it seems very normal. But as you approach Monte Carlo area, you start to notice its glamorous allure, if you will. The best way to explore places like this is on foot, and so we headed towards probably the most iconic landmark of Monaco, the Monte Carlo Casino. Built in 1863, it has been frequently visited by royalty, celebrities, and high rollers. Unfortunately, due to lack of time, we never attempted walking in. However, if you wanted to just check it out, I'm pretty sure you're able to do so. So what is Monaco? It's a quite unique place. Second smallest country in Europe, and it's like walking into one giant mall. Very, very expensive mall, obviously. You can feel the money, everyone's flashing. In fact, every third citizen of Monaco is actually a millionaire. So you can imagine how much money is in here. And it hasn't been always like this, but just like a case with any other small country, low taxes attracted a lot of money from around the world, and here you go, the playground for rich. Super safe. I don't think there's like any crime going on, since there's more police than anywhere else in the world per capita. And the funny thing is that we just passed by the famous casino. The local government actually bans the citizens of Monaco to gamble, which is quite funny. But first impressions, pretty cool just to see it, but I don't think it's my cup of tea. And since we're on the topic of interesting facts, let's look at some more. As I've mentioned before, Monaco is the second smallest country in the world and the smallest country with a coastline. Its area is only 2 square kilometers or 0.8 square miles, with population of around 40,000 people, which makes it one of the most densely populated countries in the world. The residents don't pay any income tax here. The House of Grimaldi has ruled since 13th century, and most of the population is not native to Monaco. The country is also famous for its Grand Prix, which is one of the most prestigious and iconic Formula 1 races in the world. Held annually on the streets of Monte Carlo since 1929, the race is known for its challenging circuit, tight corners and glamorous backdrop with yachts lining the harbor and celebrities in attendance. Moving towards the old town, we have noticed streets escalators, which supported my comparison of Monaco to a giant shopping mall. Atop of the hill in the heart of the old town, the Prince's Palace is located. One of the prettiest views of the coast and Monaco Ville can be observed from here as well. A popular attraction here is the changing of the guard, that takes place every day around noon. This daily ritual attracts many spectators who watch the members of one of the smallest armies in the world, protecting Prince Albert and his family, perform their routine. We came here in the afternoon. We walked around the palace square and enjoyed the views of the coastline. The Prince's Palace itself was built in 1191 as a Genoese fortress and captured by Grimaldi family almost hundreds years later. It is an impressive building that is open to visitors during certain times. Of course, Monaco has so much more to offer, however, spending a day here was enough to get a feel of this tiny country. It has this unique blend of history, culture and luxury. And the best part, it shares both French and Italian influences in a stunning Mediterranean setting. It is definitely a jewel of Côte d'Azur, and I can see how and why it continues to attract tourists. Would I personally recommend visiting Monaco? Absolutely, if you haven't been. However, for me personally, it seemed a bit over the top when it came to luxury and unnecessary flashing of money. I would probably prefer something more low-key. Having said that, a visit to Monaco was a great and memorable experience, after which there was one last stop on this road trip, another tiny country hidden in the mountains. Located in the valleys of the eastern Pyrenees mountains and landlocked by Spain and France, a small principality of Andorra welcomed us with a natural beauty. Out of all the microstates that we have visited on this road trip, Andorra was the least known to me, which naturally transformed into a lot of curiosity and excitement. Andorra is known for its landscapes, lush valleys and rugged mountain peaks. Its unique location and proximity to Spanish Catalonia region and France provides a blend of two cultures and adds to its charm. It took us about 7 hours to get here from Saint-Tropez after our visit to Monaco. We headed straight to the capital, Andorra the Vella, which was our base in this country. It is considered to be the highest capital in Europe that has quite a bit to offer, as we later found out. It is worth mentioning that all that driving finally got a toll on me and I felt a bit sick for a day, which altered our plans and made our visit to Andorra almost exclusive to its capital. However, we still managed to enjoy it with limited time we had here. But before we get into that, let's quickly talk about the country itself. Andorra is the 6th smallest country in Europe and 16th in the world, with an area of 468 square kilometers and population of about 80,000. It is located on the Iberian Peninsula and it is heavily influenced by Spain and France. It is even evident from its flag and its coat of arms, which contain colors and elements of these two neighboring countries. Native Andorran people are Romance ethnic group, closely related to Catalans. Andorra is not a part of EU and is formed in 1278. The first impression of Andorra is that there's a lot of stores here and a lot of hotels, so it kind of reminds of some kind of a ski resort town or a giant mall. And there is a reason for the amount of stores that are here. You see in Andorra, the sales tax is almost non-existent or very small, and that makes Andorra pretty much a duty-free kind of country to go shop. So all the brands, all the major brands are present here, and people come here from France and Spain, nearby countries, to shop. But having said all that, the capital, Andorra the Vella, is actually surrounded by the mountains, and it looks quite spectacular because the capital is actually in the valley, and wherever you look you have these nice mountains in front of you, which is quite special and different experience. So overall, it's quite nice. The first thing that catches your eye when entering Andorra, especially its capital, is ongoing construction and redevelopment. Over the past few decades, the principality gained enormous popularity among tourists as well as people wanting to immigrate here. There are many reasons for it, but the main drivers are obviously low taxes as well as Andorra's natural beauty. The capital has a rich history that dates back centuries. The city's origins can be traced all the way back to the medieval era. Today, remnants of Andorra the Vella's past can still be seen in the old town, with its stone buildings, cobblestone streets, and old quarter that boasts a wealth of art and historical monuments. Another specific to Andorra the Vella attraction is so-called shopping mile, which is a long street with incredible range of different stores.
Back in the day, this was a fairly poor country, and the main source of income was tobacco. People grew tobacco here and sold it to nearby countries. But as usually happens with the small countries, they became a tax haven, and they developed the infrastructure for tourism. Andorra is known for its ski resorts, attracted a lot of people from nearby countries and from Europe, and it definitely helped Andorra to pick up and become fairly wealthy. Another fun fact about Andorra, there's no airport here, there's no national currency, there's no army, so it's quite funny to call it a country because like I personally never seen anything like this. And moreover, there is no actual president or ruler. So Andorra is being ruled by a French president or a Spanish bishop. And I think they alternate every year or two or whatever, but there is no official ruler. So it's quite interesting, quite fascinating to see all this happening here.
The capital also sits on natural hot springs, which is another attraction of this country. We found a complex that offers a wide range of activities with incredible views of Andorra the Vella. Unfortunately, I was not allowed to bring my camera inside, so we snapped a few clips on our phones just to give you an idea. I must say it was a great experience, and it is definitely my recommendation when in Andorra the Vella.
Andorra is known for its hot springs. Hot springs are everywhere here, and we found the iconic place in the capital called Caldea, and we're just spending our evening here before dinner. We got mountains at the back, very nice warm water. I like it.
The next morning, we decided to go outside of the city and try to capture some of the Andorra's natural beauty. The choice fell on this viewpoint called Mirador Roc del Quer in the small town of Canillo. Locals say you get the feeling of flying over Andorra from here. I know exactly who to ask for help when it comes to flying. This place had one of the nicest views on this trip, but what was really unique is an experience of being suspended in mid-air, surrounded by the magnificence of the Pyrenees. As for the statue itself, it was completed in 2016. It is known as the Ponderer, and it is designed by the Argentinian artist Miguel Ángel González.
Another thing that I want to mention about Andorra, this installations here. It's basically take your selfie installation where you put the phone down here and you're able to take a photo of yourself or your friend, and they're installed all over Andorra. In the capital I've seen them, in the mountains I've seen them. Just pretty cool idea, I thought.
In my opinion, Andorra is an absolute hidden gem of Europe. It offers a unique blend of natural beauty, history, and outdoor adventures. Ending this lengthy road trip across Western Europe in the heart of Pyrenees Mountains was a perfect and most memorable touch.
And so here we are at the end of our journey in the beautiful country of Andorra, in the middle of the mountains, enjoying ourselves. This is day 17 of our adventure. We've seen 10 countries, along with the 5 countries that we planned to hit on our list, which were the smallest countries of Europe. Extremely satisfied We covered about 3,500 kilometers. We're somewhat tired, but we're taking a day off, just enjoying ourselves. Thank you so much for watching. I'm very glad that this journey actually happened and we covered everything that we want to cover. Epic stuff. Stay adventurous, stay safe, and stay loved. Until next time.